Now, when we're creating our design rotation, we have to think about a few things. For starters, we're going to actually have to go back to our little art lessons, and we're going to think about the elements and principles of design. And one of the principles that we're going to be looking at is repeating. We're going to actually repeat a particular shape. This will be an organic shape, and we're also going to be looking at positive and negative space. So, and this is where we're actually going to wind up creating our design. At the end of our lesson here on what's creating a design, we are going to actually incorporate what I like to call as a frame of reference, and we're going to be placing our design in that frame of reference. So let's begin by looking at some our tool functions to create our organic shape. Okay, so let's just have a look at the one of the tools, and it's the freehand tool. Also, I should remind you that this is CorelDRAW, and CorelDRAW is a vector-based program, which means that we can actually draw a line, and it's mathematically calculated. We can change those lines continuously. And like I said, if you've gone back to the introduction to CorelDRAW, I've explained all that in that lesson. So let's just click on the pencil tool, and what I want to do is go to the Bezier tool, and I'm just going to go click and drag, and I'm just going to create a shape, just randomly any kind of shape, and I'll modify this later. Now what we have to make sure is when we do create a shape that we actually have what's called a closed path, and we want to make sure that where we begin our node, and we're going to go all the way around and make sure we end at that particular node, and we'll just fill it black. Now this is my shape that I just created right now. I'm going to go to my pick tool, and we're just going to move this off to the side. Now when we are working in Corel, we do have what's called a snap, and sometimes you may find that a little annoying, and it's snapping everywhere. So what we can do is actually take this particular snap off, and I think it's in the where is it? Oh, in the view menu. Let's scoot down, and where it says snapped objects, we'll just disable that. So there's my shape. Now right now I'm not worried about how large the shape is. We can actually scale it up or scale it down, because like I said, this is a vector-based program, and we're not going to get any distortion whatsoever. And to scale our object, if we just go to the handles, we can just click and drag, and we can actually scale it up or scale it down for whatever size we want. Eventually we do want to fit inside our frame of reference, so we will be scaling things down. Also, if I move my object to the side, if I hit the letter P on the keyboard, it'll always go to the center. Now when we are doing our design rotation, one of the things that we have to watch out for is a lot of mass, a lot of black area. So we want to avoid that much as possible, having a solid black area. We want to have some white space between our objects, and that just creates a more of an interesting design. So as I go along, I will be changing the shape just to, as I'm rotating, I'll discover I need to modify it. And right now, I guess I'll just modify it. To modify it, I'm going to go to my shape tool, select that, and any of these nodes right here we can actually click and drag, and on the handles here we can actually modify or change that. Now you can see when I click on this particular node, it proportionately will move around. Well, if I want that to change that, in the property bars, because I've selected this tool function, this popped up. I can actually what I actually can do is make this node into what's referred to as a cusp. And what a cusp is it allows me now, you can see, I can modify this and move this individual. So we can actually start to model this around and slowly come up with an unusual shape. If I want to add a particular node, all I have to do is click anywhere on the line, just double click it, and now we can just go through and modify this. So each shape will be uniquely different. There won't be really two objects that are the same. Okay, so there's my particular shape. I'll see how this one turns out when I rotate it. So next thing we're going to look at is rotating this particular shape.